She started crying right there in the hallway. A teacher approached to ask what was wrong, but Bryn just walked away. I stood frozen, the lie feeling like a stone in my stomach. That evening, Mom received a call that made her grab her keys immediately. She told me to stay home, lock the doors, and not answer the phone. She was gone for hours. I sat on the couch, watching the clock, too nervous to eat dinner or do my homework. Around midnight, I heard a car in the driveway. Looking out the window, I saw Dad's car. He helped Tessa from the passenger seat. She moved slowly, keeping her head down. When they came inside, I gasped. Tessa had a dark bruise on her cheek and a split lip. She held her arms tightly around herself as if she was cold, though the house was warm. I ran toward her, asking what happened. She looked at me with empty eyes. "Don't ask," she said, then walked straight to our shared bedroom and closed the door. Mom followed after her with a plastic pharmacy bag. Dad sank onto the couch and put his head in his hands. When I tried to question him, he cut me off and reminded me about the Aunt Rita story. That was all anyone needed to know. For 3 days, Tessa stayed in our bedroom with the blinds drawn. She only emerged to use the bathroom. Mom brought her meals on trays that came back barely touched. I slept on the couch because Mom said Tessa needed space. On Sunday night, Mom and Dad had a long conversation with Tessa in the kitchen. I wasn't allowed to join them. Afterward, Mom informed me that Tessa would return to school the next day. If anyone asked about her bruises, I was to say she fell while hiking with Aunt Rita. On Monday, I watched Tessa carefully apply makeup to cover the bruise on her face before school. In the hallways, people stared and whispered. Bryn approached us before first period, her eyes wide at the sight of Tessa's injuries. When she asked what happened, Tessa mechanically replied that she fell while hiking at her aunt's house. Bryn looked like she wanted to say more, but Tessa walked away before she could. Throughout the day, I saw Tessa avoid her usual friends, keeping her head down and speaking minimally. Weeks passed, and slowly things seemed to return to normal on the surface. Tessa went back to her regular schedule. She stopped wearing heavy makeup to cover her face as the bruises faded. But something fundamental had changed. She stopped having friends over. She came straight home after school. She jumped at loud noises. Once, when we were alone in our room, I tried again to ask what really happened when she was gone. Tessa looked at me for a long moment and told me she needed me to never ask that again. It was better if I didn't know.